extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get
He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
They hail from around the globe, and though separated by oceans, they gather in the virtual world for reasons as varied as their locales. Whether it's a defending champion looking to retain his title, a new and eager hopeful striving for recognition, or a legend prepared to recapture past glory, in the end, the one goal they all share is to win. But when naming a victor, only one driver's name can be etched into the record books. You're watching the Heusinkveld Engineering MX-5 World Tour.
The walrus and the carpenter went walking hand in hand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand. If only this were cleared away, they said it would be grand. Lewis Carroll might have been imaging the track on the dunes. Zandvoort, which today plays host to round 4 of 12 on the Heusinkveld Engineering MX-5 World Tour Season 13 schedule. And all the action from Green Flag to Victory Donuts can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Guten Mittag and welcome to GSRC's Countdown to Green. I'm Bill Soup Zahn. Helping me call the action is the Australian sage, Richard Losberg. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Joe Peak, with camera locations created exclusively for GSRC by its in-house director of photography, Dougie Beard. This 15-minute streamy award-worthy pre-race show will count us down to when the lights go off and the field of little MX-5 smoke away from a standing start and go swinging into Tarzan, the first corner of this 23-lap contest. So bring cyberspace into your place, put your feet up, and enjoy the simulated MX-5 road course racing that will be streaming your way. And now let me reintroduce once again my longtime booth mate for the MX-5 World Tour, Richard Losberg. Richard, welcome.
Hi, Bill, and a very good day to all our viewers as well. Time for me to brush up on my Dutch. By the way, your Dutch is terrible, Bill. That's goedemiddag, not guten middag, whatever you said.
Okay, there we go.
Anyway, we are here at the fantastic Zandvoort. You know what that stands for, Bill? It means sandcastle, by the way. And I want to tell you, this is a great track designed in 1920 and laid out on public roads originally. And in the middle of the sand dunes, north of Zandvoort, on the North Sea. Never been to Amsterdam or to Holland, but I'm pretty sure it is a fantastic place. Built just after World War II, this track. First Formula One race was in 1955. It's been redesigned in 2001 so that you now have this current configuration. 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles, and 13 turns. The track can really get sandy because of course of these sand dunes. Let's have a look at our lap guide and everyone can see exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, we've got Amjad Yaman in the GSRC MX-5, so let's do a lap around Zandvoort. Coming down to Tarzan, this is far and above your best chance for a pass on what is a technical and twisty circuit. While the banking might make it seem like an outside pass can be possible, it's very difficult to make it work. As you come off the hairpin, the track will veer back left where you'll want to hug tight to the edge of the road for the best line through Gerlach. This crested bend is best if attempted single file. Then, you're dumped right into Heusinkveld, which is similarly banked like Tarzan, but turns the opposite way. A good launch off of here is going to be really important because even though we have some bends like Slotemacher along the way, you'll be flat out climbing up the hill. Just straighten these out as best you can with as little steering input as possible. The blind rise right before Sheavlock makes this fast sweeping bend very tough to be consistent with. The good news is if you overshoot it, the gravel trap is on a hillside, making it unlikely you'll ever reach the Armco. Once again, hold the car as far left as you can on the short burst to Marlborough. The apex of this corner is surprisingly tricky to hit. As we follow the gentle curve of the track, you've now entered the newer, slower, more technical portion of the circuit. Renault is the first of back-to-back hairpins, so switch sides as quickly as you can and set yourself up for Vodafone. It's much more important to get the launch off of this one since it has one of the few long straights of the course following it. Try to glide the car across the track to the left side as we come over this rise and then spot your brake marker for the Audi S. This is one of the few other spots where passes are likely to be attempted, but coming into here too wide is going to either slow both of you down drastically or force one of the cars off track. A lot of the inside curb is fair game, so don't be afraid to get very low into the corner. Bring the car across once more and then try to take an aggressive line to turn 12. This is another bend where you can just about mount the curb and not get a 1X. Getting the power early will be critical as well because the long flat-out bend of Lyondike also leads back onto the front stretch. This extends the straightaway by a lot, making every ounce of speed count. Hopefully he kept it out of the walls and have now finished a lap around Zandvoort.
Joe Peak behind the mic, Amjad Yama behind the wheel, taking us a lap around the dunes at Zandvoort. I hope you were with us last time for round 3 from Spa, where the series saw its third different winner in as many tries. It was all aboard as a 9-car train left the station, comprised of Kanchan, Mora, Num, Hartley, Allen, Fliss, Andra, Cooper, and Beard. Now that's Ashley Beard, not to be confused with GSRC's camera guru Dougie Beard. A long pit lane at Spa made Sergio Mora's early peel late reveal strategy work perfectly as the veteran re-entered with a clear track ahead of him for some hot lapping. The Roland Estonian Aero Num picked up a pit lane speeding ticket, so when the pit cycle was complete, the 9-car train was much shorter with only Kanchan, Mora, Allen, and Hartley still coupled up. The 4 veterans sliced and diced their way to the final run through the bus stop. Mora led and took the defensive line. Allen made a move on the left side, but the Portuguese driver had the momentum out of the bus stop to the finish line and beat the Buckeye Bullet by 3/100ths of a second for the win. Kanchan moved Hartley out of the way to take the final podium spot.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he got third on that one. I could be wrong, but let's... maybe he didn't move him out of the way. I guess that was the point of contention. Okay. Thank you, Richard. So let's go to the points where we look at the... where it's all about Christmas here with red and green arrows. The slow V machine, Patrick Flix, took 6th place at Spa. That's 3 spots behind Ketchen, so Sonny and Patrick swap spots. A pit lane violation at Spa is catastrophic, and Errol Num was hurt dearly, falling back to 19th in the running order, and now only a single point ahead of the Buckeye Bullet. Deuce Allen in 3rd. Deuce isn't here with us though today. Mora wins, shoots him back onto the overlay and really over on the left side to boot. Up 2 spots is Cy Andra. Making room for Andra is Carlos Escalazara and Eric Garcia. Stephen Van Opstrow slides up to 9th, and David Hampson rounds out the graphic. All right, Richard, we've talked about the track. We've reviewed the race. Then we've gone over the final lap pass there, final corner pass. Now let's talk about the race details.
Okay, a little bit of controversy last weekend, and that was just last weekend, but it's all sorted out. It's all good. Everybody's happy now, I believe. Okay, so this is the scheduled round 4 of 12. The season is 2 races longer than last season, by the way. There are 3 no-show compensations. I'll let Bill speak to you about no-show compensation. I still don't understand it even after 13 seasons. Calculated by driver's performance throughout the season. The car, of course, is the fabulous, the fantastic Global Mazda MX-5 version 2016. The setups are entirely open. 30% fuel is the limit, which today and every time they race means at least 1 stop. Qualifying, which they are busy with now, Bill, is 2 laps, and you are alone, just yourself and the track. The race, all races are determined by a laps distance and not time, and today it is 23 laps. No fast repairs as you would expect in an advanced series. No incident cap, which I find quite interesting. And there are bonus points that you can get for qualifying or miles per incident. Now, miles per incident has to do with the incident cap or lack thereof. Now, today, Bill, the weather is dynamic as usual, and I can tell the folks that it's partly cloudy. It is 31 degrees on the track, 19 degrees in the air, which means it's pretty cool. And we'll come back and talk a little bit about this new car. We do actually have a new time model on this car, but for now, that's it. Back to you, Bill.
Yeah, let's just follow up on a couple points before we go to our driver interview. To talk about the incident cap, what the MX-5 World Tour does is they don't have an incident cap on the race, but they do have a standings, a category for the cleanest driver. And surprisingly, usually you see our fast drivers are pretty messy down there, but Patrick Fliss is doing really well. He's notorious for keeping the car on the gray part of the area to race on, so he doesn't pick up a lot of incident points, and he's way up in the standings, and he's got more bonus points than the guy he's racing, Sonny Ketchen, and actually last race going into Spa, that was the difference in why he was the point leader. Let's go ahead and talk about this track a little bit. There are some drafting sections, Richard, but there's also a lot of technical sections to boot.
Yes, sir. This is a very technical track indeed. And we've got a longish front straight, so the drivers will be able to take advantage of some draft on that front section there. There are a number of very tight turns. Some of the turns are banked, so you can get through these turns with some good speed. And it's a really, really good track, and they are going to be challenged by some of the very fast sweepers that you have on this track, and at the same time you're going to have to keep your mirrors in check. You are going to have to look ahead and behind you, because a whole bunch of fast drivers here today, as we see every day. Fantastic crop of drivers we have for this season. Bill?
A little earlier, we took a look at a recorded lap around Zandvoort, but to get an idea of what the track is like right now, we're going to try to talk to one of the drivers out there, and we're going to go to the driver in the 089 PlayStation 2 Special. That's New Zealand's own Gene Fittis, in this segment that we like to call Six Sideways Behind the Wheel. Gene, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you there, Soup. How you doing, mate?
Good to have you back. I guess you had some technical issues that kept you away from the series for a while.
Yeah, that's dead right. Unfortunately, for the first two rounds, I was having a few connection issues there, and got dropped out mid-qualifying both times, which was unfortunate, and then missed the last round just through real-life commitments. But I'm really glad to be back. I love the series, and looks like you got a few new quick guys in here. It's good. The field's got a bit of a shake-up.
This is Richard here. Gene, how are you today, and how is it out there? Pretty good?
G'day, Rich. Yeah, I struggled a bit, to be honest. I've done next to no running in the car for, well, pretty much since we had the demo derby, to be honest, and yeah, just trying to find my feet again. I'm also missing my H-pattern shifter at the moment, so I'm trying to coordinate my clutch and my flappy pedals, which isn't helping things, but yeah, going all right.
You still using the VR?
Yeah, I'm on the Oculus. Opened up a whole new world for me. I got a bit better sort of awareness around me now, and with that in mind, I'm going to try and keep my head down and my nose clear today, and I might even think about doing a voluntary pass-through and clear one of my penalty points that have stuck with me since the end of last season.
Okay, my friend, we wish you all the best in the race, and make sure you look around you, because there are going to be a lot of fasties out there. So back to you, Bill.
Thank you, Gene. Gene Fittis, qualified currently in 13th position, about mid-pack right now, as we have about 29 drivers who actually showed up to put in practice time. 26 have put in qualifying times. Nothing yet from Al Heaton, Ashley Beard, or Sarah Dove. 26 drivers have put them in. And we'd like to thank that segment. I forgot I have a plug to read at the back of that one. As always, I closed my script, thought I was done, but let's go ahead and read this. Behind the Wheel is brought to you thanks to Six Sideways, a full-service motorsports company based in Sebring, Florida, which currently competes in the SCAA Pro Racing Battery Tender MX-5 World Cup Championship. Contact them for your motor racing needs. 6sideways.com. 6sideways, measure your life in milliseconds. Okay, I think we can go to the grid right now and run through these, as I think qualifying is just about done. We can see up there that Sergio Mora, he has a win under his belt, and so does Sonny Ketchen, sitting 1 and 2 in the front row. Cy Andra, and a newcomer, Daiichi Okamoto, sitting in the 4th position. Errol Nunn, the Roland Estonian, inside of Travis Swenke. Good to see him back. The Slovene machine, Patrick Fliss, inside another newcomer, Jason Cooper, very fast. Tom Ratchey, the Bay State Hammer, and Nick Thiessen in the 10th spot. Richard?
Yes, sir. Now, I don't know Daiichi Okamoto or Jason Cooper, but they are right up there in the top 10. In the next row number 6, we've got Eric Garcia and Brian Holmes. Then we've got Gene Fiddies and David Hampson, Billy Bob Wright and Joop Willemsen in row number 8. Tiago Almeida and Carlos Calasara in row number 9. Then another Dutchman there, Steven van Opstal, and John Koeneman in row number 10.
And yet another Dutchman is Michel van Dijk, hits blackjack. Rodrigo Lepre in the double deuce position. Jeroen Ursum, again from the Netherlands, and Jordy Fike in the 24th position. Quarter century mark goes to Joe McDonald, who is sporting the McDonald's paint scheme today, and Kieran Mond, a veteran of the series, in 26. And again, I don't think Ashley Beard, Sarah's out there. Sarah is out there. So is Ashley Beard and Al Heaton. They're all there. They didn't put in qualifying time. They'll be starting 27th, 28th, and 29th.
And they're getting on the grid right now. Excitement is building, and of course, the tension is building as well, Bill. So back to you for the start.
Morris' qualifying time was a 1/10 of a second faster than Ketchen, and was just a tick faster than Cy Andra. And then the newcomer that we're going to keep an eye on, Daiichi Okamoto in the
Daiichi Okamoto.
We're going to have Richard say it that way every time because it's so fun. Sergio Mora out in front. You know, they call it the World Tour, and certainly you can see that it is right now. Mora from Portugal, Ketchen, of course, from Australia. I think Cy Andra hails from Florida in the U.S., and then, of course, Okamoto, we're going to assume, is from Japan. Errol Nunn from the Estonia, and then Travis Swenke, another U.S. driver. It's a good time slot here. Saturday morning in the U.S. The only ones that really have to suffer are poor Richard, who has to get up at some ungodly hour to get this race. What time is it over there in Australia right now, Richard? You can hear the engine start to harmonize. This is round number 4 from the sand dune at Zandorf. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows. The horses are out of barn, and Sergio Mora gets a nice jump. He's going to lead them into the right-hander. That is Tarzan. Tucking back in behind, that's Ketchen. Look how ordered they are. Andra, Numb, Fliss a little bit wide. Oh, getting loose. We're going to lose some time. That's the driver. That was Cy Andra, who was starting in third. He's going to drop back all the way to 9th position, Rich.
That is correct. And I'm looking from the driver just behind Cy Andra. That is Nick Thiessen in the 10th position at the moment. Looks like they all got a great start. A little bit of a problem there for Cy Andra, but he's all good again as they are on lap number 1, and they're heading up the hill now towards a very, very tight right-hander, actually a series of tight right-handers, and we start to see the guys being challenged. There's somebody out there on the left, way out in about 5th, 6th position, and look at them streaming through. Fantastic pictures from Dougie Beard's cameras as we see Nick Thiessen and Cy Andra, and the car in front of them was Billy Bob Wright, I believe, all in a little bit of a skirmish there, Bill.
Yep, and now we have a big accident in the back there that looks like it picked up. In fact, it looked like it was Joe McDonald got in it, and also Rodrigo Lepre. We'll go back and take a look at that one in a minute. We're going to see it right now. There's been some controversy. It's been pretty clean racing in the MX-5 World Tour up front, but we wanted to pay attention to back here in the trenches where these guys have been fighting. And right now, the back guys got together in another little contact. They made it 29 drivers all the way around before when they started lap 2. Then you can see those guys getting together. Not a lot of damage, though. I think they're both going to be able to continue.
Yeah, and I have now got my cameras on the 5th place guy, which is Daiichi Okamoto. and we are watching him do his thing for the first time in the MX-5 World Tour. He's come out, we don't know who he is, but he is certainly fast. Right behind him is the other newcomer, Bill. That is Jason Cooper, which is an easy name for you, I'm pretty sure. And here we go, lap number 2. These guys are right up there in the top 10. In fact, they are in the top 5 with Jason Cooper. Okay, go ahead, Bill.
Cyander just worked his way around Tom Rathje and then got checked up a bit. Rathje gave him a little bit of love tap and said, I'm sorry. Getting off pace right now is the car number 89. That's Gene Fittis. Went off in the grass. He has dropped back to 14th position, currently being in a challenge by Billy Bob Wright. This is a battle for 14th. As those drivers work their way up, they're going to start working. They're going to be heading over into Marlboro right now, and it looks like Fittis is going to be able to get that position. This is a great battle between Fittis out in front, Wright, Andra in there as well. Billmanson, Juke going to make that pass there on Diego Almeida.
And Bill, I see a big dent in the rear of Tom Rathje's car, so he was obviously involved in a little bit of a skirmish there. As you mentioned, Cyandra's in there. Eric Garcia, let's go and have a look behind Eric Garcia. We've got Brian Holmes, then we've got David Hampson. All these names, Bill, such a wonderful turnout here today. And they're all fast and they're all battling out there on lap number 2. By the way, this is a 23 lap race, I believe, and so we are in the very, very early stages of the race. Of course, there's a pit stop to come yet, and I wonder, Bill, will Sergio Mora do his customary early peel? One has to imagine that he might.
Maybe not if he's leading like he is right now. As we're looking on board with the Japanese drivers right now, trying to make a move. Nothing going on there as he's trying to get that spot. Just to follow up on Rathje, what happens with Rathje when he got into the back of Cyander on that pass, he checked up and then he got tipped, I think, by Thyssen, got into the back of him. No harm, no foul on that one, though. Some good fighting going on. All drivers still out there right now. 29 drivers still racing. Last car, Joe McDonald, who had that spin, was still on the lead lap.
And I'm really impressed by Daiichi Okamoto. He is behind Patrick Fliss at the moment. Patrick Fliss struggling a little bit, Bill. And I think I heard him mention that he's not liking the new tire model all that much. We'll talk a little bit about that as we see the overtake from Daiichi on Patrick Fliss there. He moves up a spot. I think that takes him right up to 5th position now. Daiichi doing a fantastic job in his first race.
Okamoto up to 4th now as he gets around the Slovene machine. Patrick Fliss next on the hit list for the Japanese driver would be the Roland Estonian, Errol Num. Let's go ahead and set the top 10 for you. I don't think we've done that yet. Sergio Mora comfortably out in front. I say comfortably compared to what we saw at Spa. This is a giant lead of 0.6 of a second. Catching behind him, just holding station right now, Errol Num again about 0.6 of a second back. Then we get to the Japanese driver Okamoto and Fliss behind him. Then we get to the back half of the top 10. Cooper, that Richard talked about, Schwenke and Cyander. Cyander, remember, had that little trip off into the Dutch Alfalfa, has brought it back up into 8th position. Tom Rathje then in a battle back for 9th. Maybe we can take a look at this one, Richard. Rathje and Neeson, they start to have a little train going on, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah. Nick Thyssen is, of course, he's a fantastic developer, software developer, Nick Thyssen. And he is also from Holland, I believe. He's battling here with Tom Rathje. Tom Rathje in a very good position in 9th place. And here comes Nick. He's looking on the inside. Tom goes defensive. And they're going to head into turn number 1 here. Nick's way out in front. Tom not giving up. Tom coming back into turn number 1. But Nick, I think, has got it done. Nick moves into 9th place. Tom will have to be satisfied with being in 10th place for the moment.
And that's Garcia on the outside in a battle right now. I think he's going to lose a spot to Brian Holmes. They get together.
Eric Garcia getting tipped from behind.
Yeah, it's David Hampson involved. This is Garcia. It continues to go on. We got an octopus putting on his socks right now. Cars are going everywhere. We can't tell what's going on. Carlos Escalazar involved in it as well. A huge battle, and we were on it.
We must have a look at the replay. It started with somebody getting into the back of Eric Garcia, and then it went from there, Bill.
It did. Garcia was the first. Garcia may be going to get the best of it here as he got tapped. I think the car that got into him.
It is?
That it was, I believe it was Gene Fittis. You called it. And then that started everybody checking up. getting loose on the outside and coming right across in front of everybody was David Hampson, and then he got collected by Escalesara. Diego Amieda was in that one as well. Michael Van Dyke involved. That's kind of what happens when you're racing that close together. My dad used to say you're not driving to the store, boys.
Yeah, to buy some milk, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the front, and now our top three, still Sergio Mura leading by a slender margin of 0.8 of a second. He's being shadowed by Sonny Kanchan and Eero Nam, and newcomer Daiichi Okamoto is in 4th place. Patrick Fliss in 5th place there, and Jason Cooper. These two new drivers, Bill, I'm going to have to do some research on them. They are fast.
Absolutely. And so looking through the drivers here, they haven't come around yet, so I can't tell who's out. I can say that Joe McDonald had called it a day. He is done.
David Hampson, I think, as well, Bill, unfortunately. Scalasara and Michelle Van Dyke are in the pits. Tiago Almeida is in the pits as well. So, a little bit of unfortunate happening. There's Joop Willemsen in the pits as well.
Let's go to our big charger so far. In 12th position is Ashley Beard. Actually, in 5th position, I apologize. Ashley Beard in the number A95 machine. He's in a little battle there with Billy Bob Wright. Beard, of course, didn't put in that qualifying time.
Yeah, he's up to, 15th place already, just behind Steven Van Opstal. Now, Steven has got a good turn of speed, but he's been shuffled back a little bit here by the accident. I think he would have been close to the accident that happened just a little bit earlier. But everybody's still doing okay in the front, that's for sure. We're on board there with Ashley Beard, with Steven Van Opstal at the moment. And he's doing a great job, but he's got his work cut out. Tom Raji up in 10th place there. Nick Thurston, another newcomer to this series. He's fast. He's out in 9th position. And so then you've got all the others in front of them, which we have already spoken about. Back out at the front, Sergio Mura, our leader, by 0.6 of a second. So Sonny Kanchan starting to put some pressure on there, Bill.
Holding the top three, holding about 0.6 of a second apart, just biding their time right now. Jason Cooper says, ouch. Did Jason Cooper have an issue? I'm not sure. I guess everything's okay.
Patrick Fliss has moved up there. He's behind Daiichi. Well, Daiichi overtook him, but now he's in the top 5. Travis Schwenke, who we haven't mentioned yet, he is in 6th place. So that's your top 5, and then from 6th place behind Travis, we got Cy Andrew. Jason Cooper's been shuffled back a little. Tom Raji now past Nick Thurston once again. We didn't see that pass, but he's got past Nick Thurston, and that is your 9th and 10th positions.
We're looking here at Cooper. I'm not sure I couldn't find anything. Maybe our director has found it. Not sure what we saw
got
there.
Pictures there at the moment. Not seeing any real thing happening yet.
Yeah, it might have just been. Oh, that's it right there. There's what it was. Oh my goodness! That's why he said, "Ouch." He took a little jump through when he came off the sand and got onto the grass. The car, boy, that's gonna. The car took a bounce.
That last corner. It's a big loop around before you get onto the front straight again. And if you go a little bit too wide, there's some hidden bumps there in the sand dunes that can really give your car a rise.
And we're seeing now Sonny Kanchan has some damage on the, boy, he sure does. And I think we're looking at the front of Sonny Kanchan's car. It is really damaged. And I don't think the only car he's been chasing is Sergio Mora. So I think that damage must have come from the agriculture, I would think. Because the Mora's car looks fine in the tail.
Yeah, Mora's car looks fine, and we didn't hear anything or see anything. But certainly a little bit of damage in front there. But then, I've become very distrusting of what I'm afraid iRacing shows us. As we see an attempt here by Sonny Kanchan to make the pass. He's right next to the wall. Mura moves out of the way, gives him a little bit of space, but Mura's not giving up the place. And Sonny Kanchan on the inside. Mura's still staying there with him through turn number 2, and they're heading out towards turn numbers 3 and 4. And Sonny had to pull out of that. Sergio was not giving up there, Bill.
Look at the drive that Mora had, and you can see now the sand that is beginning to gather on the track as the drivers go through it. And Sketching gets a little bit wide.
Yes.
That's going to give an opportunity to the Roland Estonian Aero Num back there in the number 078 machine. But I think there's not going to be, it's not a great opportunity to make a pass here as they work up through 5. They'll be heading in.
And here comes Daiichi Akamoto.
He got one.
Oh, he's got the Aero. He's coming for Sunny now. He's in 3rd place at the moment. Aero Nom fighting back. They touch, and now they give each other a bit of room. Daiichi is in a hurry, Bill.
Aero Num got past on there. Now he's still fighting to find his racing line, and you got it, but let's give the Japanese driver another spot as he moves up into 3rd. Sonny's now has to worry about trying to catch Mora in front, and the guy who's coming behind him in the number 6 machine, Daiichi Okamoto.
And Bill, they don't know this driver. We don't know this driver. We don't know what his style is of driving, so they'll be very wary. As you saw Aero Num there, he tried to push in a little bit there, but then he decided to just back it down a little bit. Here comes Daiichi now on Sunny Canyon. They're going to go through onto the front stretch in a matter of seconds, and that will give Daiichi the draft, such as the draft is here. And let's see if he has enough to try and pass Sunny Canyon.
Mora's opened up an 8 tenths of a second lead now over Ketchum. Start to distance him a little bit. Ketchum made a good run on him into 1, and Mora did a great job of keeping the outside momentum and closed the deal going in the next corners.
Now you know this is anxious moments here for the likes of Sunny Canyon and Aero Num. Daiichi is an unknown driver to them, and Bill, from my own experience, when you have a driver you don't know around you, you know he's fast, you are concerned. How does he drive? What is his strategy? How does he know to make a pass or not? So all this will be going through the minds of Sunny Canyon. Aero Num is sitting back there having a look to see what Daiichi's going to do with Sunny, and I think that's a very good strategy.
We can stay on this. I'll just report that we have 22 drivers still on the lead lap. Sarah Dove running in 22nd. Al Heaton, John Kuhneman up there running in 20th position. All still out on the lead lap. Rodrigo Lepri, who was involved in that incident, still racing.
Lap number 8 of 23. So pit stop still to come. We are about a third of the way through. Now we can see Daiichi trying to get close enough to try and make a move on Sunny Canyon. Aero Num has to push very, very hard to stay with them at the moment. And behind them, Patrick Fliss as well. Patrick, the cream is slowly rising to the top in this race once again. Bill, behind them, Travis Schwenke. Travis doing a good job. He hasn't been able to race in the last couple of races, but he's out there today and doing a great job in 6th place, I believe it is.
Let's jump back real quick to a nice battle in 11th position. This is in the number 35 machine. Brian Holmes, he is to be challenged by Gene Fittis. Remember, Fittis qualified 13th, is running in 12th, probably faster than his qualifying time would say. He wasn't feeling real comfortable, but right now Fittis is all over the back of Brian Holmes. And watching the whole thing is Eric Garcia, a little farther back than he'd like to be. The California kid running back there in 13th. Remember, Eric got into that battle. We're looking...
Yep. And we have...
We're looking at a pit stop, maybe? Yeah, it was Kieran Mott as pitted, but that's from far back.
Tom Rache.
Oh, Tom Rache has pitted. There we go. From 14th position, Rache is in.
And you're right, Kieran Mott is in the pits, but I think he's got some damage. Right. He's been in there for quite some time already. Tom Rache looks like he's got some damage, but this looks like his regulation pit stop, grabbing the fuel that he needs to finish the race, so he'll be our benchmark. But I want to say out front, I'm going to have another look. Daiichi is harassing Sunny Canyon, and Sunny, I'm pretty sure, is thinking, what is going on? Who is this guy? He's trying to get into a battle there with Sergio Mora, but he's got to keep an eye on his mirrors because Daiichi is certainly showing these guys that he knows how to pilot this MX-5.
Another close battle is back a little bit farther behind those guys. It's Schwenke and Cy Andrew. Remember, again, Cy Andrew had to trip off into the grass. Cy qualified 3rd. He's running back there in 7th right now, seeing if he can work his way around Travis Schwenke. Good to see Travis back here racing with us. He's been off and on so far. Look at Andrew close up there.
Yes, and this is one of those tight corners I mentioned with the banking, Bill. You can see there's a banking to the left there. Now you go through this section, there's some banking here to the right, and this is the longest loop, goes on forever. As you go through, you get into fourth gear there, and you just hang in as close to the ripple strips on the inside as you can, because you build up speed. And now you go down the front straights.
Sonny
Who was that into the
Sonny? We're looking what has happened to Sonny.
Sonny Canton? Hard into the wall there. We went to look at that.
I think he got. I think this is however you want to call it. If it was a turn or a block, you know what? I think Canton was maybe coming into the pits. I think he was making, this is a tough break. I think he was entering the pit lane, and I think that the Japanese driver was trying to make a pass, and the two got together.
Oh dear. This is what I was talking about, Bill. So Sonny, yeah, he got tagged there, and he got pushed into the wall quite hard. So he is in trouble.
And
Daiichi now making a move for the lead. Daiichi Okamoto making a move for the lead, Bill. Not got it done yet.
They work their way into Marlboro right now. That's now they're going to go through these three sponsored corners, Marlboro, Renault, and then through Vodafone. Here they come. Now they have this sharp left-hander, and then this is a chance where they could make maybe a run here. Now watch, this is a sharp left-hander that they'll go through, almost a hairpin. Now he can get a drive off here. If the Japanese driver gets a good exit, he can make him make a run as they get into the Audi S. Let's see he's gobbling up. There's a chance for the draft here. Moore trying to take that defensive line, holding him off there. Now they're going to veer to the right. And I don't think they're going to get done right now, but there's 4 cars. Look at Moore as he slides his car through the sand.
And I have to just go back a couple of cars there to Patrick Fliss. He's caught right up to the leaders here. And Daiichi now harassing Sergio Mora for the lead. Bill, this guy is taking it to the top drivers there. He got into a little bit of a tangle there with
good run from the Japanese driver. Yeah, coming out of Lyondike, he got a great run. Num comes in, but now look at the drive that the Japanese driver, he takes it through another sand dune there. They go in, but Mora takes the defensive line, and the Japanese driver trying to do a little dipsy-do, a little up and under, a little hokey-doke. They go side by side now as they head down into 2. The preferred position is going to be for the Japanese driver, and I think he's going to get the job done, get the new lead to
and Patrick Fliss in there. Patrick Fliss in there as well. There we have Sergio fighting back as Daiichi goes wide into turns 4 there, and Patrick Fliss having a look now. Patrick Fliss, he likes this splicing and dicing, I call it, Bill. So he will be quite at home having battles there and a rubbing of doors, etc. So let's see what takes place here. Travis Schwenke moved up into 4th place. With of course our 3rd place getter there, Aeronum, going into the pits for his regulation pit stop.
Okamoto, Mora, Fliss, Schwenke, Andre. The only one that we really need to keep an eye on is Num. He was racing with these guys. The early peel, late reveal. Unfortunately, I think probably Aero's the leader. They bang again.
Contact. There's Andra getting to the back of Travis Schwenke there. Just a little bit of a love tap as they all concertinaed in that corner with Mora slowing things up a little bit as he was battling there with Daiichi. And now, but they're all moving again forward. And here we go. Here's your top 5. Daiichi Okamoto leading. Sergio Mora now in 2nd place. Patrick Fliss in 3rd place. Travis Schwenke moved up to 4th place. And number 5 is Sai Andra. So these guys, all of them sporting a little bit of damage at the moment there. Perhaps not Sergio Mora or Patrick Fliss, but I want to say that Sergio Mora going defensive. There's a Travis Schwenke heading into the pits. Sergio heading into the pits as well. And that opens up the way for Patrick Fliss on Daiichi Okamoto.
Okay, let's go ahead and pick up Aero Num right now. He is
There was a pass for the lead, Bill. We have to talk about that. It's fantastic.
Okay. Now we're watching here, Aero Num. He's the leader of all the cars who've pitted. Let's see how he is in relationship to the cars that are in pit lane right now. We'll see if they start to roll. Mora's still not rolling. I believe Aero's going to get him. There he goes by, and Mora starts to go, but Aero Num is going to be the leaders of all the cars who have pitted. You see him goes by. Just coming out is Mora and Schwenke. So the cars who have pitted right now, almost a 4-second lead on Num. Mora loose going through the alfalfa there. As you can see that's going to let Schwenke get around him.
And that means that our new leader is, am I right there, Travis Schwenke? No, that's not a new leader, but certainly Schwenke passing Mora right there. As we see up in front, of course, it is Patrick Fliss and Daiichi Okamoto fighting it out with Andra shadowing them. So that's your top three, but they still have to make pit stops. And then they are followed by about 4 or 5 drivers that still have to make your pit stop. So the leader of all the pit stoppers, if we can coin a phrase, is Aero Num. So we're going to keep an eye on him.
Num with a nice lead over Schwenke. So Richard did pretty well. 3 cars out in front. Fliss, Okamoto and Andra still need to pit there. I sure hope that Okayama is not on the schedule for next season, because if I have to call Okamoto and Okayama, it's not going to work.
No, that will be, and not to mention Yasuta Sarajeeva, and there we see Fliss and Okamoto going into the pits. Regulation pit stops for them. We are on lap number 13, so the lap's running down at the moment. No sign of Sonny Cantion. At this point, we don't even know if he's out there, but he's in last place at the moment of all the cars still on the track. 20th place for Sonny Cantion. That is very, very sad to see.
Looking right now, seeing if I can find where is Aero Num in
11th place.
Okay. There we go, and we see him now rolling. He is coming by. Now coming out is Fliss. I think Fliss is going to get out ahead of Num. Gets out first. Yeah, the rookie. We thought this could be the Japanese driver haven't figured this out yet, how the pit stops work. That's going to cost him. So here's what happened. We look at Aero Num right now because he's in a hurry. He's behind Billy Bob Wright and Ashley Beard. This is actually a battle for position. Beard and Wright are not being shown the blue flag, even though they still need to make a pit stop. They've got Num behind him. Num is basically your leader right now. He's got about 1.7 seconds on Patrick Fliss, who's come out ahead of Sergio Mora. But we look at Num. Num has got to figure out a way to get around Billy Bob Wright. Billy's having none of it.
Yes, that's right. They are battling, and as you said, Bill, that's a battle for position. It's they have to give no leeway to the likes of Aero Num because even though they know that they still have to make their pit stop, and he's right behind them, they are battling for position, so they're not too concerned about him. But going further forward, or further back in this case, having a look here at Sergio Mora, Travis Schwenke, look at the damage on the rear of Travis's car. He got a good thumping from behind from somebody earlier on.
Okamoto has come out 13th overall, 12th behind Jason Cooper. I think that's going to sort out to be about 6th or 7th right now. My goodness, Cy Andra goes around one more time. He must have some egg under the throttle.
Yep, now let's just quickly say the Cyandra, Nick Thyssen, Gene Fiddies, Stephen Van Opstal, Brian Holmes, who's now in the pits, and Ashley Beard still have to do their pit stops. Brian Holmes has taken the opportunity to go in, so he's getting his pit stop done. But Aero Num, definitely, he's the man who is the top spot of all those who have already pitted.
Now, Patrick Fliss in 7th position has just made his way around Billy Bob Wright. That's who he had to negotiate. Let's go up to Aero Num right now. He's still in a battle for 5th position. And this is Ashley Beard. Again, they're not on the same pit strategy, and basically Beard's not really battling, but Beard's not being shown a blue flag, and he's just racing out there. So a good job from Ashley. And this is costing Num time as Num's trying to find a way around. It's about 1.6 seconds back to Fliss, and I think here comes the Roland Estonian, gets it done, and now he's got some clear track ahead of him.
And of course he kept an eye in his mirrors. It was Patrick Fliss coming up from the rear there. There's nothing, we should say straight out, there's nothing wrong done there by Ashley Beard. He was racing for position, And now we see Patrick Fliss coming up on him. Aeronam chasing ahead there. And of course, Aeronam will be in the lead, we believe, when all the pit stops finish. There's about 4 guys in front of him that still have to do pit stops. Cy Andrew is the one that we really will be watching, because as we see Fliss out in the weeds a little bit there, but no harm, no foul. Fliss back on the track now again as they go through the S's here, and they go to complete another lap very, very soon. But Aeronam it is who will be leading, I'm pretty sure.
The man who clearly doesn't realize that I have some business to take care of in the Eagle Nest Tavern back marker review is Cy Ander. Of course, we don't do that till everyone's made their pit stop. Cy out there giving me a hard time right now as he continues to go around on lap number 15, only 9 to go. He's got about a 10-second
Look
lead
at
over
Billy
Finn.
Bob Wright's car, Bill. And there we just saw Sergio Mura going past. So Sergio Mura trying to fight his way forward. He is following Patrick Fliss and Aeronam. So he will be in 3rd place as we see Thyssen, Beard, Billy Bob Wright and Steven Van Opstal all in the pits. Cy Andrew, Gene Fiddies, your only 2 still left to pit, Bill. And then you can do your back marker review.
Gene Fiddies up to 2nd. I think Cy Ander hoping for the Marshes to attack. And maybe this race will be called before the pit stops are finished, and Cy can sneak a win that way. You never know what iRacing is going to put in the new builds. I keep hoping for the pit Martian invasion, not coming yet. Right now, Ander working his way through Vodafone. Now he gets down this long straight, heading in towards 10, which is the Audi S's. I expect him to come in and make his stop this time. Good to see Cy out there. There are no bonus points for leading laps, but you do get a little screen time. Just to follow up, Richard, on Ketchen's problems, this is the same problem that Aeronome had last time when he got a pit stop penalty. There are no drop races in the MX-5 World Tour. There's no show compensation, but basically anything that happens on the track is going to hurt you right now. So Ketchen is going to have some work to do as he's right now way off pace, still out there racing. He's first car, actually 2 laps down.
Yeah, 21st place for Sonny Ketchen. Very unusual to see that. We know why that's happened. And I'm just going forward then, having a look at Daiichi Okamoto. He was caught out, of course, being a rookie, we think, by the fact that there's a pit stop. Somebody must have whispered in his ear, hey, you can't go forever. You got to get into the pits there. So he went in, didn't know what to do by the looks of things, came out and has lost multiple positions.
Andra is in, so let's go ahead and pick up Aeronaut. I think Num's going to get him. Num's going by. Well. Andra is still in there right now. Boy, he hasn't rolled yet. So there goes Aero.
Oh, easily done. Patrick Fliss is passed.
Now he's rolling.
Mora's passed, Swenky's passed, and so we see Gene Fiddies just going backwards now. All yours, Bill. You can do your back marker review now if you want to.
Cy Andrew going to come out, it looks like, cycle out in 5th position, just ahead of Okamoto, who's in a nice battle for, we're going to look at this one, a nice battle for 6th position. Okamoto in there battling with Cooper. But right now, let's pay some bills that we did not pay last time, and that is the Eagle Nest Tavern 60-second back marker salute or review. I don't remember what it's called. Back marker salute. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it done in 60 seconds. How about, Director, we start back a little farther than we usually do. Let's start with, Sonny Ketchen. He's the last car racing right now in 21st position. Sonny, welcome to the 67 back marker salute, something you're not very familiar with. Up 1 spot, last car on the lead lap is Al Heaton. He's got about 11 seconds to go to get up to veteran John Kuhneman, who's running in 18th position.
Daiichi starting to... Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
That's okay. You can find it. We have something exciting there. Jeroen Urson in 18th position. Rodrigo Lepre running in 15th spot. He's got about 23 seconds to get up to Ashley Beard, who's having a nice little battle here. We'll keep an eye on this one as the race goes on. Billy Bob Wright in 15th, Ashley Beard in 16th spot. We'll check back in and see how that thing fares out before the race is done. Jordy Fike is out there. He's got to be happy. Doesn't like he got involved in any incidents right now. Running all by himself in 14th position. He's got 7 seconds to get up to Brian Holmes, who's running in 13th. Now, Holmes in a nice battle as well. Here's another one to keep an eye on. Holmes and Van Ostral in a battle for 12th. And let's stay on a little bit there. It looks like Holmes is going to make a move. No, as they go through the Audi S's, they come around. Let's go ahead and stay on this one for just a second, Director, as they work their way around 12 and 13. We'll wrap it up and see as they get into 1 and see if this pass is made. We'll keep an eye here. This is Holmes trying to get around Van Ostral. We'll give you guys one more straightaway to get it done, and we'll wrap up the Eagle Nest Tavern 60-second back marker salute. Come on, let's get it done, Brian. We're staying on you for a minute. You got this. You got the run. You're in the tow. Van Opstel keeping a nice straight line. And as Holmes going to make the move, I'm feeling it. He's going to look inside, and he's going to duck in there. And I think he's going to back out, so they'll have to wait one more time. Okay, that's it for our back marker salute. Richard, you're biting your tongue. What you looking at?
Okay, I'm looking at Jason Cooper and Daiichi Okamoto at the moment. They were in a battle similar to the one there between Van Opstal and not sure who was that. Holmes, that's right, Holmes. There's this battle here with Jason Cooper and Daiichi Okamoto. So Daiichi was fast in the beginning, but he's starting to show some tire wear now. Just want to make a quick mention. In this new build, there was significant changes made to the tire model, and it has affected the MX-5. The MX-5 is quite a different car to drive at the moment there. The tires, they appear to have a lot more grip early, but the tires go off a lot faster now, Bill. And you find that halfway through the race, you're really having to work hard to keep this car on the track. On any track, so the tires have to work a lot harder than they used to in the past, and you can see some drivers suffering from that, and I think that guys like Daiichi are one of those. Let's go to a battle here with Gene Fiddies, and he's in a battle there with a couple of others. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, that's Nick Thyssen who got out of the way. Ratchy gets around as well, so that was Gene Fiddies. Our director got us there just in time. Fiddies moves up into ninth spot. Ratchy, who has a car is really banged up in the back, we know why, moves up into 10th position. And Thyssen, in fact, these are the same three guys that got together early on when Ratchy got into the back of Fiddies, I believe, and then getting into the back of Ratchy was Thyssen. Let's stay on this a minute, because here comes Nick looking on the inside as they go down into Tarzan, and I think that the number 15 car is going to get this done. He stays out. That's a nice pass. That's a nice pass from Nick.
Yeah, nice and clean there. Now we can go a little bit forward to Syandra, who's sizing up Travis Schwenke at the moment for a pass. These two guys are in 4th and 5th position at the moment. Boy, Bill, there's a lot of damage on a lot of cars here today. A lot of them have damage in the rear, some in the front, of course. So the concertina effect having a field day here today, and the sand dunes not helping at all, as we see Syandra trying to get on terms there with Travis Schwenke. They go through that long sweeper, now coming back onto the front stretch. Here comes Syandra. He's closed up a lot of the gap that there was. This is not the sweeper for the last turn, sorry about that. This is the big left-hand sweeper. Then they're going to the S's, and Syandra trying to catch up to them. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, because I'm pretty sure when they get onto the front straight, Syandra will have caught up, and there'll be a battle going into turn number 1 for that position.
We got to go up front, because Patrick Fliss, little by little, has ran down Arrow Numb, and now this is just it's a matter of car lanes, 2 or 3 car lanes here. Fliss has had the pace to run him down. If you are a fan of GSRC and you ever catch some of the absolute beginner leagues, both of these guys are doing some cross-pollination work over there. In fact, a lot of times you'll see them racing up front in the skippies over there in the absolute beginner Formula Eagle that we carry on GSRC. But right now, look at Fliss start to gobble up that lead in the tow. He's not going to be able to get it done. Richard, I guess going into 1 is a good spot. Maybe going down into 10 are your best passing zones?
Yeah, there's not many good passing zones here, but certainly going into turn number 1 is a good place to pass. Patrick Fliss, very impressive drive from him. He's had the best of it at the moment, I believe, and looks as if Aeronum's struggling a little bit there with grip. And this is goes to what I was saying just a little bit earlier. These guys have done 19 laps on these tires, 4 laps to go. So 19 laps is a lot of laps for this new tire model. This is the first time that these guys are testing out the new tire model in a race where there's a lot of turns and a lot of grip needed to keep the car on the grey stuff. But looks as if Patrick Fliss is doing a good job here. Aeronum's in the lead, of course. There's a slower car in front of them. Is getting out of the way there. John Kuhneman, you say?
That's John Kuhneman, does a good job. He's a veteran of it. Look at this, that changed their entry into that corner into Vodafone just a little bit as Kuhneman was on the outside. They didn't go quite in as wide as they normally would. They're still bunched up. I'm all for drama. I like to put in a little bit of drama, keep you guys guessing. I'm going to give you this. Patrick Fliss's stop was 13.8 seconds compared to Aero Gnome, who was in the box for 16 seconds. How much did Patrick, is there enough fuel in there for Fliss? Maybe
Patrick
that's why
Fliss,
he's back there. Yeah.
about, what, we're looking at 10-2, nearly 2 seconds faster, Patrick Fliss. So the old fuel story comes again. And Bill, you love a little bit of fuel drama, don't you?
Yep, and there's always a bit of randomness in there. You never know what's going on. We're going to take Richard. Keep an eye on the lead for me for a second. But, Director, let's go back to fourth position. Yell out, Richard, if you see a pass for the lead. Right now, we got a pass for fourth. And here comes Cy Ander on the inside of Travis Schwenke. They go side by side now into Tarzan. And it looks like Ander's going to have the preferred position. And he gets that pass made. So let's move Schwenke back to fifth, Ander up into fourth.
And coming just behind them is Daiichi Okamoto and Jason Cooper. So they are Schwenke. They are about a second or so, second and a half behind Schwenke. So before the end of this race, there'll be a battle with Schwenke for fifth place for the top 5 positions. And I'm just having a look here at Sergio Murray is trying to catch up to Patrick Fliss, who of course is playing a waiting game here with Aero Gnome. I think Patrick has decided, look, I've got enough pace to stick with Aero. I may have enough pace to pass Aero, but I'm just gonna wait till we get closer to the end, because at this stage it's a little bit too early to make your final move, Bill.
Keep an eye on the lead right now, Director. Let's go back to 11th position. This is a great battle. This is Ratchie out in front. He just got past, going on the high side with the nostril, and Ratchie backs out and lets Holmes go by as well. I'm not sure what happened to the Bay State Hammer. They're running to the 41 machine. He just kind of got out of it, I guess. Maybe didn't like the position that he was in. He drops 2 spots now, back into 13th spot. Van Ostro up to 11th, and Holmes into 12th.
And let's go up to Travis Schwenke and Daiichi Okamoto's catching Travis at the moment. And we saw that Daiichi, when he gets up to a car in front of him, he doesn't waste any time. He tries to get by, and he's right there behind Travis Schwenke. Of course, in front of Travis is Cy Ander, who made the pass in the last lap. We're running out of laps here, Bill. We are on lap number 24 laps to go when they pass the line this time by.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of Okamoto, although I imagine Ketchen might have a different opinion here. Look at this. This is Ander now going to the inside. This is how you do it. Schwenke said, I watched you do it last time. This is how I'll do it this time. The Japanese driver going to try to follow him in. Look at it. He keeps that car on the curbs. Nice job from Okamoto, as he does not get into Ander there as they continue the battle. That's a great battle going on for, what would that be? I guess 4th position.
Yeah, 4th place. Travis Schwenke's got that place at the moment. Behind them, of course, Jason Cooper in it as well. Jason Cooper trying to get past Okamoto, but not happening at this stage. Cy Ander, severe damage on the rear of his car. Travis Schwenke, big damage on his car as well. These guys are in 4th, 5th, and 6th place. Jason Cooper in 7th place. Okamoto really harassing these guys. And Okamoto, we're going to have to be watching him in the future races, Bill. This man has certainly shown some pace.
He's a locomotive is what he is. Let's go up to the leaders. I think we got a chance here. Let's see. I think as they go down the straight into the... Oh, it's not going to happen. I really thought that Fliss might make the move going into 10 here, the Audi S's, but not going to happen this time. Let's stay on this for just a bit, Director. I think the pass may be coming the next time around as they go through 12 and then out of Lyondike. If Fliss can get a good run out of Lyondike, I think he may want to make the move. I'm not sure, Richard, unlike what we saw...
4 cars, Travis Schwenke getting a little bit loose there. Now Cy Ander making the pass on him as they head into that sweeper. Okamoto, the Oko Loco, we're going to call him. And here we got Jason Cooper as well. Cy Ander moving out of the way. Travis Schwenke making the pass once again. Okamoto in there. Jason Cooper in there. 3 wide. They pass a slower car. And now they're 2 wide going into turn number 1. Travis on the inside, covering the inside line. And of course, Okamoto trying to get past on the outside. Didn't get that done. Good driving from Schwenke, but some hard fighting going on here in lap number 22.
A 1 car length gap now between Num and Fliss. Fliss had a chance to force the issue last time down the main straight going into Tarzan. He decided not to. They are working here lap number 22. And here it comes now. Look at this. As they stay nose to tail. Numb about a car length ahead of Fliss. Fliss looking for somewhere to go. Now, I don't think it's going to happen here. What they're going to have is a right-hander, then the sweeping left-hander. This is 7, 8, and 9. I like to call Chloe, Kim, and the other Kardashian, I can't remember. They are called Vodafone, Renault, and then they go into Vodafone right now. Marlboro's one of them. I hate corners that are named after sponsors. But here we go. This is Vodafone right here. Now, watch Fliss. If he can get a good drive off of here, he can try to get it done into the Audi S's, but I think he's too far back, about 3 car lengths back. Not going to be able to do it. I think he's going to wait till they go through 12 and come out of Lyondike 13. He'll have
Lots
one
of
more
action, Bill, on the next 4 cars. They are so close together. 4 of them, with Travis Swanky trying to fend off Okamoto at the moment. And he's doing it successfully, but it is really, really hard fighting right here. Andra in it, Jason Cooper right behind him. They go into lap number, well, they'll be going into lap there. Andra's got to slow down. He cut the corner there, so he's out of it.
Got to go to the
3
lead.
left.
It's going to happen. Got to go to the lead right now. We have blocking. Now he moves to the outside. This is Fliss. This is their last bite of maybe the best passing zone is into 1. What happened on this one was Numb took the defensive line. They go around a lap car. They are side by side. Numb's going to have the preferred position, and Fliss is not going to be able to get that done. Fliss trying to tuck it under, do a little dipsy-do. Not going to happen. The Roland Estonian knows what he's up to. It's about a half a car length lead right now. Fliss is all over the back. They go through 2, and now they're going to have the sharp hairpin of 3. Then they have another chance for a drive here. If Fliss can get an exit out of there, he is just behind him, waiting for a move. Fliss needs to get that car to bite. There's a long straight. He might be able to pick up a toe, but right now Numb starts to pull away. It's about 2 car lengths away. Fliss maybe has one more chance at it. That would be after Vodafone into 10. Fliss in the draft right now, coddling up. It's about 2 car lengths. It's about 1 car length. It's a half a car length. They get to the corner, not any room to do it there as they work through 6. Now they head down into 7, another right-hander. Again, these are the 3 sponsored corners here. Marlboro's going to be first. Then they're going to do another right-hander is Renault, and then they'll go into 9, which is their chance. That's where Fliss is going to have to get it done out of Vodafone. They continue through Renault. This is corner number 8. Now they head to corner number 9. Aero Numb being perfect, racing as smooth as blended whiskey. Fliss trying to get a good bite out of here. If he's going to do it, I think this is his last opportunity. He helps to get in the toe. He's about 1.5 car lengths back. He's got to get that little Mazda working. You got to use your Flintstone feet. Get that car going. Fliss has nowhere to go as Numb be able to defend into 10 and now 11. I don't think there's another passing zone left as they continue to battle. Looking back at the whole thing happening is Sergio Mora, but there's nowhere for Sergio Mora. Here comes Fliss. Is he going to make a dive down into 12? He tries, but he doesn't. Numb closes the door. Fliss tries, but he can't get it done as they work through 13. I don't think there's going to be enough time for Fliss to get to the start-finish line before this race is over. They come out of Lyondike. Numb is out of front. They head towards the start-finish line. Fliss makes a move. It's too little, too late. And the winner is going to be Aero Numb, Patrick Fliss, Sergio Mora, 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to that battle for 4th.
And the battle has just finished. Okamoto got the better of Swanky.
Okamoto, here they come right now to the line, and it looks like Okamoto. There we go. They got
Done.
it. It's over. Okay.
And Cooper, Swanky, so Okamoto, then Swanky, then Cooper, and then I believe Andra, Eric Garcia, Nick Thyssen behind them.
Woohoo! Oh, we're going to see. We catch our breath. We'll go back here. We'll finish up some of these things we were looking at. Let's go back to 13th position.
Tom Roger.
Oh, look at this. This is Fike in a battle on the move. On the inside is Ashley Beard, and I believe Beard is going to get the best of Fike on that one. Give Beard 13th. Fike gets 14th. And I think that'll do it. How about we put the camera? We haven't given him much love. How about 18th position? Our series organizer. Get a nice close-up of this one if you can. Director racing in the Eagle Nest Tavern machine. Look at that eagle on there. That looks pretty.
And finishing on the lead lap, I believe, and way back in what was the last place for him was Sonny Canchin.
There we go. Jordy Fike giving an apology to somebody. As we watch, we'll stay with Jeroen Ursum as he is the last car on the lead lap. Congratulations, though, Jeroen. Finishing on the lead lap, always something you can hang your hat on. does a little swivel there. We see you, buddy. Congratulations. Okay, this is the Global Sim Racing Channel. Don't go far. Oh, you banged up the Eagle Nest car there, Jerome. Don't go far, as we'll be right back. We're going to run down the entire grid, do driver interviews, and then close up shop. Back to you. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Heusinkveld Engineering MX-5 World Tour. This is round number 4 from Zandvoort. And boy, did we have an exciting one indeed. 29 drivers were here today. Let's run down the finishing order for you. It was the Roland Estonian Aeronum who was able to nip Patrick Fliss, the Slovene machine, by 5/100ths of a second at the line. Sergio Mora finishing out the podium. The newcomer, Daichi Okamoto, finishing in 4th position. Travis Swanky rounding out your top 5. Here's a guy to keep an eye on. Jason Cooper would not be surprised to see him pick up a win before the season is done. Cy Andra had a great run, maybe not the best pit stop as he finishes 2nd. Look at this. The California kid does it again. Eric Garcia quietly picking up another top 10 spot in 8th. Nick Thiessen in 9th, and Steven Van Opstel round out your top 10. Richard?
Yes, indeed. So some newcomers in that top 10 there. As we go now to the next 10, which is in 11th place, Brian Holmes. Then 12th place was Tom Rache. Good drive from Tom there. Ashley Beard in 13th place. Geordie Fike in 14th. Billy Bob Wright, 15th place. Rodrigo Lepre in 16th. Jeroen Ursum in 17th place. Gene Fiddies in 18th place. In 19th place, it was Al Heaton. And 20th place, veteran John Kuhneman.
The next couple weeks, if you're looking for some light reading, go on over to QRS Central and read the forums over there. I think it's going to be entertaining, as Sonny Kanchan might have some things to say as he picks up the blackjack spot in 21st position after being, after some confusion as he started to make a pit stop, we believe. Sarah Dove, 15 laps down, she ran, and all these guys now are going to have problems. She's going to be 15th position. Jupe Vilmanson in 19th spot. Kieran Mant, 23rd spot for Vilmanson, 19 laps down, 24th for Mont. Diego Amieda in 25th position. Michelle Van Dyke, Carlos Escalazara, 26th and 27th, 28th to David Hampson. Joe McDonald didn't get to see much of that beautiful McDonald's paint scheme as he's going to round out the field at the very end, 22 laps down in 29th spot. Okay, Richard. Let's see who we can talk to here today. I'll let you go ahead and talk to Errol Num, our race winner.
Thank you. Errol Num, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Errol, that race was really intense. Watched you battling there with the likes of Daiichi and the Okamoto, the newcomer. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts in the early part of the race, because this was one heck of a tough race.
Yeah, first off, the quali, I don't know, it didn't happen the first lap, and the second lap I was a little faster, but the quali was really disappointing, and the start of the race was very good. I gained 2 places, and yeah, just tried to be in the line and see what happens.
Yeah, well, after the pit stops, you came out in what was always going to be the first place, and then after that you had Patrick Fliss come up on you and start to battle you for those last few laps. But of course, you know Patrick Fliss very well. You guys have been battling all season, and you got the better of him at the end there for the win.
Yeah, it helps when you know that person you're racing with, so it was very close, and the tires were so done that, yeah.
Now, Errol, this is really the first time you guys are with this brand new tire model in a longish race. I don't know, you may have had a few other races, but certainly in the MWT, this is the first time. So 23 laps. How did the car actually feel towards the end there? Because not many of us know how this new tire model works in a longer race.
Yeah, the tires pretty much last 1 lap. So from lap 3 you are 1 second slower. But in the end, I don't know, it's a little bit slower. It's not that bad, just the drop-off in the start is very big.
Arrow, it's Soup here. Let me talk track real quick. I thought Zandvoort put on a more, how can I put it, maybe a more honest race than like the heavy draft tracks at Spa. Do you like racing here where there's not quite so much draft, a little more skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's all you need to say. Yeah. Yeah. It really, I think this track plays to your strengths, don't you think?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Congratulations on the victory here. Good luck next time we see you over there in the Absolute Beginner League as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That was Errol Num, our winner today. Back to you, Bill.
Richard, let's double team these guys today. I'll come in. I'll let you start off with Patrick Fliss. We'll each ask him a question. Go ahead, Richard. I'm going to let you talk to the Slovene machine.
Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Patrick, I'm going to ask you the same question that we spoke to Errol about. This was a tough track, a very, very tough race. Lots of bumping and grinding going on there, but you and Errol and Sergio, certainly you guys got the hang of it towards the end of this race. You were both, all three of you were flying.
Yeah, I managed to stay off of everyone except Sergio. I think got into the back of the Ichi, and then after he hit him, he tracked up again, so I hit him too. But yeah, other than that, it was a good race for me, and I'm very happy that I'm alive. And yeah.
Yeah, quick question about the new tire model. Everybody knows that this is a brand new tire model, and everybody's still trying to work out how the tires last in a race. Now, nobody took tires, of course, in this race. How were the tires towards the end of the race? I think they were pretty second-hand, hey?
Actually, I took left-hand side tires, but
Oh, you did? Okay.
yeah, as I always do. But yeah, the tires do degrade pretty fast. I do think it's more fun to drive because of even if you slide a little bit, you can still just gas it and you're fine. So I like that part.
All right, Bill, over to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's super. Let's talk about the end of the race there. When you knew that you didn't get him going into the Audi S's there, that little 10 and 11, that right-left combo, were you worried you thought you probably didn't have enough to do anything out of Lion Dyke before the start-finish line, huh?
Yeah, on the last lap, before the first turn, I should have gotten sideways with him, but it didn't happen. I didn't have enough of a run. So after that, I was just, all I could do was try to scare him off by peeking in, but yeah, it didn't work out.
Last question. I thought Zandvoort put on a pretty good show. Did you like this track compared to the heavy draft tracks like at Spa?
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted. So many draft tracks, and yeah, I almost lost the pack in this race on the first few laps because Zandvoort is a pretty slow track for me. But after a few two whites, I managed to catch back up, and then I got the hang of it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on second place and have a good season. Good luck over there in the Absolute Beginner League Formula Eagle as well.
Thanks. I'd just like to thank my awesome team, Blue Flag Racing, which has no sponsors. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
All right, that's how you get that done. Let's move him out of there. And quickly, we're going to do one more interview real quick. We're going to talk to the series organizer, Jeroen Urson. Jeroen, congratulations. What'd you get here? 17th, but more importantly, on the lead lap.
Jeroen. Oh, there you are.
Jeroen, you got a comment?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Lead lap finish for you today, 17th. Good job for the Eagle Nest Tavern car.
Yeah, thank you.
You know,
I even finished in front of Sonny, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, Sonny and Gene finished too. Yeah, you knocked off a couple big names there. Good job. Hey, we've been talking a lot about the track, and it's really refreshing after the draft heavy track. It's fun. Lord knows it put on a good show. But this one, much more a driver's track.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, hopefully we liked it a lot. It was put on a good show. First time the MX-5 has been here. How do you like, let's talk series real quick. You happy with the way your series is going so far?
Well, the turnout is pretty good every race, so that's something I'm happy about. The incidents, not so much.
Not so much, yeah.
No.
Preaching to the choir, buddy. Well, it'll settle down. You got some good new drivers in here as well that put on a good show. So thanks a lot for doing what you do, and we'll see you down the road here.
Sure, thanks.
Jeroen Urson, lead lap finisher today. Okay, boys and girls, Richard, get to your script if you can, because I have a part for you, because I got a long read here at the end, and this is way too much soup. It's like a bad 3-course meal. I'd like to thank everyone at the Quality Racing Syndicate for organizing this series. We just talked to Jeroen Urson. He's really the guy. And Travis Swenke puts in a lot of work as well. And for contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to Heusinkveld Engineering. Here we go. Take a breath, Soup. Affordable simulation software and hardware are thought to be a limited use for race teams and drivers, but their simulation solutions bring professional results within reach of any race team or driver without having to compromise on realism or engineering value. They offer a broad array of products and services, such as advanced vehicle simulation software and hardware. They are able to simulate any combination of race car and track, including a full-fledged cockpit environment with unparalleled realism. Heusinkveld Engineering Solutions are currently being used by professional teams and drivers in the Formula 4, GP3, GT2, and Formula 1. Now these products are available for any professional team or driver looking for an edge in racing. Be a better race car driver and get in touch today. Thanks to Six Sideways, a full-service motorsports company based in Sebring, Florida, which currently competes in the SCCA Pro Racing Racing Battery Tender MX-5. I wanted to get this right. I'm going to try one more time. SCC Pro Racing Battery Tender Mazda MX-5 Cup Championship. Six Sideways offers race car builds, preparation, rentals, transportation, maintenance, trackside support, omelet making instructions, setup services, driver coaching, marketing, media service, race car storage, and more. Contract them with your motorsports need at Six Sideways. Richard?
And thank you to the companies, the equipment, and the software that you see on the screen right now that we use in our broadcasts. The original music you've heard on today's broadcast is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them and go and have a listen. They make some really good music. The Heusinkveld MX-5 World Tour returns in 2 weeks' time, April the 1st. That's April Fool's Day for round number 5, when the tour will visit the green hell, the Nürburgring. Oh my goodness, Bill, do I have to learn all the corners
yes,
of
you
all
do.
187 corners? GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. I may not be. We hope you will tune in. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, such as the dates for the upcoming races, or to schedule GSRC to broadcast an event for you, your best bet is to go to our globalsimracingchannel.com website. We are also on Twitter at GSR Channel, and you can find us on Facebook as well at Global Sim Racing Channel.
Thanks to the man behind the voice you just heard, Richard Losper, our director Joe Peak, and our camera artist Dougie Beard. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And with that said, it's time for us to go have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.